Hello guys, if you want to get 100% on mathematics and physical sciences, ensure that you purchase our online courses today so that we can assist you prepare for your June examination. So in this video, I'll try to answer these two questions extremely quick, so ensure that you stick until the very end. Now, I want to show you the skills of how you answer Euclidean geometry courses and, how you kind of get each and every single thing correctly if you can follow this method. Now let's look at this diagram. I'm just going to fold it like this, right? And now we are having these wonderful questions. Now here are the questions. The first thing that we have, wrong questions. Here are the questions. Now the first thing that we have always on Euclidean geometry, it is the statement, right? So now what is our statement saying on this question? Now the statement says RT is a tangent to the circle at T, right? So now we learn that RT is a tangent of the circle at point T, right? And now if RT is a tangent, what do we know about tangent? We do know about a law called the tan-Chord theorem, right? So if T4 equals to F and RT is a tangent, it also means that this one is also going to equals to X, right? And the reason we're just going to say, well, the angle T4 equals to the angle M3, that actually equals to X because of the tan-Chord theorem, right? And now, what do we know about tangents again? Well, there's nothing else that we are going to, debug out of these questions regarding the tangents. Now, let's actually go on to the next statement. Now, the next statement says NM and NT are produced to R and respectively, and they say RS equals to RT. Let's look at this. RS, okay, I'm just going to mark it. RS is going to equal to RT, right? So RS is actually going to equal to RT. So what do we know? We know that if we are having a triangles with two sides that are equal to one another, it means that the base angles of that triangle, they also has to be equal, right? And now looking at this, let's look at these lines. Let's look at this line where they cross. I'm starting to realize that T4 actually equals to T1, right? Because these are actually these are opposite angles on a on a cross section. So, and you can immediately see that these also now equals to X, right? So this is what you do before you answer your exam or before you answer your question. You need to first analyze the diagram and check the facts that are actually written, right? And now they say let T4 equals to X. So yeah, we've already saw that. Now the question says write down 3 other angles that equals to X. And as you can see, already we did dodge down 3 other angles already that actually equals to X. Now the other question says prove that RSTM is a cyclic quadrilateral. So they want us to prove that RS, T, and M is a cyclic quad, right? So what do we know about cyclic quad? We know that if we want to prove that RS, T, and M is a cyclic quad, we need to prove that this angle, you see RS, it is going to subtend the angle X, and it is also going to subtend the angle M1. So what they want you to do is they want you to prove that M1 also equals to T1. So they want you to prove that M1 also equals to X. So that is going to be your homework. I want you to go and prove that M1 also equals to X. If you can prove that M1 also equals to X, it means that RSTM is also a cyclic quad. Now let's actually look at the second question. Now, the second question says AB is a diameter. So AB is a diameter, right? So if AB is a diameter, we immediately know that the angle C is going to be 90 degrees. So we can just write it, that C is actually 90 degrees. So this is because of what? Angles on a semicircle, right? These are angles on a semicircle. Now they say OD is drawn parallel to chord BC. So they want us to show that, this is D, I guess. So they're telling us that OD is parallel to BC. What do we know about parallel lines? We know that we are going to get an F shape, and we know that E1, it is actually going to also equals to 90 degrees. And by looking at this, you realize that we are actually back on theorem number 1 that says that a line drawn from center perpendicular to a chord bisects a chord. So that actually tells us that AE actually equals to EC, because OE has actually bisected the chord AC. A line drawn from center perpendicular to chord bisects the chord, right? Now let's go to our questions. Now the question says the radius is 10 centimeter. So if O is the center, it means that this, let me just mark it with blue. If O is the center, it means that this radius equals to this radius, and it also equals to what? To this radius, right? Now they say prove that AE equals to EC, right? They say prove that AE equals to EC. They want us to prove that AE equals to EC. I don't want to talk about it. Just by interpreting the statement, we have already marked that they are actually equal. Now they say prove that E1 equals to 90 degrees. Well, we have already proven that E1 indeed does equals to a 90 degrees. And we did this by interpreting the statements, right? And now they say calculate the length of ED, right? So they want us to calculate the length of this ED. So how can we actually do that? So we've been told that the radius is actually of a length of 10 centimeter. This also means this is going to be 10 centimeter, right? And they said that AC, they're telling us that AC is 16 centimeter. So if AC is 16 centimeter, it means that we're going to say 16 divided by 2. It means that AE is going to be 8, and also this is going to be 8, because 8 plus 8 is going to give us 16, right? So how do we do this? How can we calculate ED? Well, you realize that OD is a radius, right? I'm going to say, well, realize that OD is a radius that actually equals to 10 centimeters, right? So, but what is ED made of? You realize that, okay, OE plus ED actually equals to OD. What am I saying? I'm saying that OE, this OE, if we add it with the ED, we're actually going to get OD, right? Now, do we know what is OE? We don't know what is OE, but we can actually find it using the theorem of Pythagoras, right? Now, let's actually do that. Let's find OE using the theorem of Pythagoras. I don't want to waste time. So we know we're going to get 10 squared, that equals to 8 squared plus OE squared, right? Now, 10 squared minus 8 squared, we're actually going to get 36, that equals to OE squared, right? Now, let's actually find the root of this. Let's find the root of 36. So, OE actually equals to 6 centimeters, right? So, this actually tells us that OE has 6 centimeters. So, well, look at this. OE is actually 6 centimeters plus ED. And what is OD? It is actually 10 centimeters. It means that ED is going to be 10 centimeters minus 6 centimeters, and ED is simply going to be 4 centimeters. So that is actually your final answer. That's how you find that length. With that being said, guys, enjoy the rest of your day.